Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S.S, and we are here with another installment of more interviews, aka memoirs of our real experiences. And for today's more interviews, we have the all-around dope individual, brother, artist, producer, so many other things that this brother does, T.R.3, y'all. So before I let the brother come through and come in, y'all, thank everyone for coming and supporting more interviews and supporting all of these artists and folks that come on. This is the 11th installment of this, and I'm so grateful for each and everybody's support and all of those artists who have reached out and just were very dope all around to speak and learn more about. So with that, for today's, let me go ahead, bring this brother in because I'm excited. Hopefully y'all are excited. And if not excited, for the brother T.R.3. Love this dude. Barely met him, but still, that respect and love for him. Yo,
Poppin'.
what's going on, brother?
Hey man, can't complain. We here. How you doing?
Living and learning, my G. One step at a time.
Big fact.
Yes, but thank you for coming through, brother. Thank you for again, your presence as well as just you as a genuine person when first met you, bro. Just off the bat,
Hey,
bro. So I
I
really
say.
I really appreciate that. So again, for y'all, if y'all don't know, this is the brother TR3. You can go check him at TR3 World. Go click on that link. Go to the link tree. You got Spotify, iTunes, all of these other different places. Please go and support because at the end of the day, as much as we love love y'all and everything else that y'all give of time and support, if y'all can, just go and cop a listen or
Yeah,
maybe join the Patreon. Do just a
fact.
little something here and there. But thank y'all for being here and thank y'all for your time as well. So during the interview too, if any of y'all in here also have questions, please throw them down in the comments. It is again, this is an active interview. I'm just, of course, being the one conducting on the side. But if y'all want to also know more about TR3, please throw it in there. All right, y'all. But before we start this interview, brother, is there anything else that you would like to share with folks or what's on your mind before we jump in or concerns?
Nah, man, I'm ready to go. Let's get it.
Okay. All right. Well, of course, gotta let me know how you doing, brother. What's been good?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Just learning how to dad correctly. You know what I'm saying? That's really where I'm at.
Mm.
The balance of doing that correctly and learning how to be an artist and a father and just survive as a human being and not take nothing too serious.
Mm. I'm with that. I did see a post that you were literally saying I'm like father in one hand and then the artist in the other hand.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean that's a beautiful thing. Shouts out to all the dads. I mean, shout out to all the parents, but of course we gotta hold it down. Shouts out to the dads, man.
Nah, fact.
But
Shout
I'm
out to
glad.
the
Yes, I'm glad to hear that, my G. With that, y'all, let's go ahead and let's get this interview under the way. Um, So, for those who do not know you, brother, and this is their first time either experiencing you or, just getting to see, okay, who is this dude on the screen? I know we got lovers and supporters in here, but for those who don't know you, can you give us a brief background about yourself and who you are?
Okay.
And you can, never mind, you can elaborate. You don't also have to be brief. You can also elaborate.
Cool. All right. So my name is TR3. If you know me for real, they call me Trey. You feel me? Real name is actually Trayvon. You know what I'm saying? So it's not coming from nothing crazy. Um, I feel like that kind of made me definitely carry the Trey instead of like Trayvon simply because of the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's carried with me a lot. It's really weird. But other than that, I guess I'm just a multifaceted artist that do a little bit of everything, try to stay in the background and in the shadows of it. But if it's something musically happening, I'm definitely tapped in, whether it's directing, uh, just executing and curating for other artists, and or doing stuff for myself.
Mm, beautiful. I mean, where are you from? For folks who don't know, because I mean, folks see me, they probably be it's like, yeah, I'm in California, but let the folks know where are you from.
Facts. I was born in Atlanta, and I kind of been back and forth to Chicago and Atlanta all my life.
Mm. Oh wow, the ATL, y'all, as well as the shy. But yes, y'all. Thank you for that, my brother. I appreciate that. With that, because mostly of people, again, you multifaceted. You have different hats, which we're gonna talk about some of those different hats later. Because
Yeah.
I think it's very dope, especially some of the stuff you sent me, and I'm just like, okay, man, like what he does is just not like random. This is really like down to the T, so precise. But tell me the next question. When did you begin creating music and just content in general?
I want to say I started creating music. I started off as a producer, so I started off producing maybe like
Mm.
middle school, like sixth grade, seventh grade. I
Mm.
didn't take it serious until high school. I didn't start creating content until like legit content until like high school either. I feel like the stuff that I was creating while I was like getting to high school or doing my intermediate middle school stuff was like I don't know. That was like me trying to warm up. I have a whole different name for all the music I made back then.
Okay,
Like,
let us know
yeah.
then.
Fact. So yeah, you got to go back. If you know my DJ days, if you know my DJ name, then you can find like all of my old like music from before, like TR3.
They said, "Do y'all research, y'all. Do y'all research." Uh, okay, brother. So I mean, from there, from high school, progressing into where you have done now, because that's dope to hear that literally you was producing and DJing a bit before you even jumped into more so on the artist side. I mean, that's something dope for me to even hear and know about. So with doing all of that, what really inspired you and pushed you to get into the realm of all these different things, whether if it was from the producing to now what you do now?
Well, when it starts off, as far as production, that's what got me into music. I started off doing that just because I wanted to express myself, but like not through talking. I didn't really like to talk about
Mm,
like soundscapes. I didn't really create beats for people to like rap over. So yeah, but that kind of turned into me actually making music. Other people would listen to that and want me to make.
mm,
Started off making like beats for this like smaller group, and then that kind of turned into IMG, what it is today. And yeah, it's kind of the like that's what made me like what made me like start writing and getting into lyricism is my boys. Bank, they got Bankhead, then you got Frank Dex. They used to just be in the basement with me, grinding while I
mm.
freestyle, rapping all the time. So that's kind of what made me get into the writing aspect of it.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm That's pretty dope. Okay, because I'm adding another layer on there. I wanted to put there. Then I'll say this because I've said it to another few artists before too, and I'm wanting to ask you. Um, Besides all of being able to get inspired and get into this craft, whether if it was for the collective and people that you were with, or just from just the genuine love from producing and then finally getting into songwriting, what was a defining song or a very memorable song that just inspired you to be like, yo, I want to take that leap?
Oh, good morning, Kanye. Definitely. Yeah.
Yo.
That snare, that shit is so
Yo, you talk about good morning from late registration. I'm just
man,
playing from
crazy.
graduation, bro.
Yeah,
Wow, that's dope.
yeah.
Reason why I'm saying that too, brother, is funny thing is you speaking talking about high school or really getting from middle school into high school. I used to have a CD player
Yeah,
And every time I needed to wake up or wake me and my mom up, I had a CD player specifically. I would have it played at a certain time, and that's the
yeah,
first song that will come up that would literally wake me and my mom up. That's crazy.
yeah.
That's so dope.
Mm. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
connection.
Okay. I'm all right, man. I'm with that. Now, getting a bit too into childhood, and again, if any of these questions, again, you're like, all right, I'm cool. You're good. But at the same time, if you're willing, they're all here for you to answer. But the next question I wanted to ask is, what were your favorite things to do when growing up?
I don't know. I like adrenaline, so I was running on top of roofs and shit, bro. I did like yeah, I did parkour, I did martial arts, and I was addicted to Call of Duty.
Which one was you on?
Modern Warfare 2.
That was the one. That definitely was the one.
Shot and no scoping, live streaming. I was really, yeah, I was in there.
Mm. Shouts out to the brother artist FMC in the building. Good to see you here, my brother. And again, everybody that's coming through, this is the brother T.R.3. Please go check this brother out all everywhere that you can. If you're on Instagram, go click on the link at the top. You see says more interviews and follow this brother if you're not, because you are not going to be disappointed. I know y'all going to keep getting mad and tired of me saying that, but I'm telling you, these folks, the people that's coming through, man, these are some they're going to be legendary folks in the future. So please tap in. Uh, that's okay. That's dope. So yeah, we got the gaming going on, got the martial arts, parkour. Anything else that you would do when you was growing up as a kid as well?
Ride bikes. I was real big into riding bikes and going through bodies of water.
Mm. I was gonna say where. I was gonna say especially where in Chicago or out in Atlanta.
Definitely the bodies of water gonna be in Atlanta. I don't like being outside in the cold like that. I ain't gonna cap to you. But as far as like the Chicago aspect of it, a lot of my experiences in Chicago were more like life lessons. I just grew up.
Mm. Mm. And that's powerful. With that, my G, talking about life lessons and stuff of that case. During that time too, while in your childhood, you doing all these different activities. How did hip hop and music influence those activities as a kid, or if they didn't have an influence?
I feel like they've influenced the creativity. They, as far as like life itself, though, I was always into like creating and production. Like I had a drum set when I was a little kid, but it got burned down in my first house, in the first house we had. So
Mm,
I was already like into the production side of things. I always wanted to recreate the beats that was on the radio. So that was like, yeah. So like that's kind of where I kind of followed, but it didn't really. I guess they didn't really go hand in hand. Got to like middle school. That's when I started to like feel out how I could express myself without always having those outlets of being able to ride my bike or have social. I mean, have
mm.
I'm saying be at martial arts practice and stuff like that. Or maybe my mom couldn't pay for that no more. So I'm doing something different. I need to figure out how to channel that energy. So yeah.
That's and that is also powerful that you're saying there, brother, because what you previously said, especially when you're saying with Chicago and other these things, and learning that at a young age of learning how to maneuver, finding outlets and how to use them, whether if it's for a creative purpose or honestly just for you to just let some stress and let things at ease and go and
Stay.
just help and find your way. So with that, on top of that, we know, especially from your experience, that environment played a role in a lot of the different activities and things that happen within your life. Because again, you're talking about, man, I ain't trying to go outside in the cold doing certain things. You got your riding your bike here, being able to go to different classes here and there. Why do you think it's vital to be aware and know how your environment impacts your growth?
Oh wow. Sheesh. I guess if you don't incorporate the environment that your thoughts kind of are corrupted by, then you're not gonna be able to know where to start to fix the
Mm.
problems that you know what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of the environment is influential thing, so you're influenced a lot by what's going on, and it becomes subconscious. So if you don't know how to dig into your environment, you're definitely not gonna be able to dig into your internal either. But it's the same thing, right?
Mm. Mm. That is, again, you have a lot of stuff in your music that when I was thinking a lot of these questions, there's gonna be a reference around something. And again, that's why starting off with the environment. You're gonna see as we continue to go through the interview, you'll be like, okay, I see what you were trying to do with some of this stuff. But thank you for sharing that, brother, and thank you for being again open to a lot of this here too. Um, Please, y'all have to be aware because again, you're not gonna know how to fix a situation or a problem if you're not aware of it. So that's game right there. Now, getting into at least the writing and the music aspect of stuff, because again, for me, is dope to find out that you were doing these things before even jumping on the MIC, but to share out to folks to know a bit more about you and your process. Tell us, how does your process look and feel?
Um, I don't freestyle my tracks. I'm a real big writer. I don't do it. Yeah, like even if it's even if it is like a freestyle, it's either gonna be a free verse or I'm like punching in. I don't really do like full out freestyle track because I believe like real freestyling is like in the moment. It's not really about recording it or being on camera and different things like that. It's more about
Mm,
that's being created in the cipher. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? If you break down those elements, but um. Yeah, like I'm a real writer, so I take my time. And sometimes I may write some shit, and yeah, I may write a whole project, 5 songs in like an hour. But other times I may take a month to write that one song. But it's really about that experience that I'm trying to channel.
Mm. And where would be a preferred place for you to channel a lot of this stuff?
Sheesh. SoundCloud.
As
SoundCloud is
well
like
as
my
mm, as well as where is
songs.
one of your like what is your go-to spots to just go and also create? I know of course you guys have the studio, but is there like any other places like has specific, feelings that you like going to, it inspires you on this side or that side?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of make home wherever I am. I'm a pretty simple person, man. I'm being ex-military and all. Like I'm pretty simple. Like so I do kind of live in the studio. My studio is at home. Like we're in the studio.
Hmm.
Like, you
Yo,
feel?
yes.
Like I really that is really like my space of release and all of that. And I've always had an in-house studio wherever I've been. That's like that's the token of great graciousness that I can give to like my family and shit. Like when I did really want to invest in myself, my uncle, came through a lot for like a lot of my computers and different equipment that I needed. So and then my stepdad,
Mm.
uh, I ain't never had nobody come through like he did, and that was really weird. So yeah,
Oh wow, man. Hey, support, love, and support. And
to
I'm with
being
that.
very. I think
It,
that's what sets this generation apart is how much support they gonna have from their parents and like how hard we going to just be more free or be more organic, whatever that means to you.
mm, are rooted
Yeah.
in that case, man. Um, Again, I'm gonna say this too. Thank you for your service, brother. I didn't even know that as well, so thank you for that, my G. Your service to the country, my G. Um, with that too, in your process and literally making anywhere your home, which I love that because the art is where the home is, and the home is wherever you want to make it. And with that too, on top of your process, has there anything that's changed or improved over the years when it comes to your process? Because I know workflows, some people it takes, like you said, you was already saying, you might hit up 5 one day within whatever certain amount of hours, and then one it takes a whole month to do so. But has that like process helped you your structure? How's that changed or evolved?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I What made me great is just surrounding myself with people I felt like was better than me. Everybody that's in IMG at one point, bro, I was literally looking at them like, all right, I need you because I want to be influenced by that. I need you. I want to be influenced. Like, so everybody around me was a better lyricist than me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of
Mm,
fuel my fire to like, keep on being better. I feel like that sharpened me more than like me just continuing to write so much because I don't know, I was already musically inclined. So I feel like the competition element is what kind of added that fire to me wanting to take it to the next level. I didn't really care to write at first.
okay. Again, looking out into the world and figuring out what you wanted to also not just saying to emulate, but really again, you said add that fuel to the fire, help to help support you while at the same time helping to sharp you and someone else's tool. Again, people use the of course the saying that iron sharpens iron, steel
Yeah,
sharpens steel. However you want to end up saying that,
we all
but
in.
again, the same kung fu. Um, with that, now get into the whole aspect I was saying how you're very meticulous and very, potent with your art and concepts. I noticed I got to go through a little bit. I ain't gonna say I went through your whole catalog and lie and be like, yeah, but I heard every song. I'm not gonna play anything like that. I'm definitely gonna still go back and peep. But I noticed that it's very concept heavy with many retraction projects that you do. And I think that's dope because of the fact that yeah, sometimes I hear folks and they think they have a concept or a project or an idea, and it's just loosies put together, or it's just tracks just kind of thrown together to make it seem like it's something. But it's very 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 straightforward when everything you put out it has that intention and that concept behind it. Whether if it is written or whether if it's your visuals that you put out on top of that, which I think is very dope. Um, why do you focus so closely on concepts?
Because I believe in this thing called being simply complicated, man. When things appear simple, we tend to either we do one or two things with the mind. We either bypass the message and we get the vibe, or we get the inclination that is deeper than that, and we start.
Mm.
And a lot of my music is for both audiences. A lot of my music is simply complicated. You know what I'm saying? If you can hear it one way, or and that'll make you, you know what I'm saying, just be vibing, or you can sit there and read the lyrics and go and do some major research. Yeah, like you'll really be going down the rabbit hole trying to follow what I'm talking about. So I think that's what kind of like this like makes my shit kind of like distinct when it comes to like
mm. I definitely agree. You be channeling something different, and if folks don't know these concepts, it's gonna go over their head. But if they do, and if they are really paying attention and listening, they'll be like, "Wait, yo, what was that? Let me go Google that real quick. Wait, let me check on what is that." And then you start going down the not rabbit hole, but you start going down that list, and then you start to see, whoa, wait, now I used to know about this thing. I didn't know it was actually connected to what he just said right now. Yo, now you just expanded your whole horizon.
environment, right? And so like let's
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I try to put into a very concise thing, and that's why they're all like real concept driven. It's like, all right, so this is the environment I want to put you in for a second, so that you can either overstand it, understand it, and or do some research if you don't even know what the hell's going on, because there's a lot of history in the music. You know what I'm saying? Black Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? That was just kind of showing you the organics of the rock and where that's coming from, and so yeah, like everything is definitely it has a message, but it's very simple. if you want it to be, and it's complicated if you would like to just digest it and break it down, read between the lines.
Mm, beautiful. Uh, with added on top of the simply complicated aspect of it's up to y'all in your mind to rather do it either one of those ways. How does visuals and other content, whether if it's written, a poem, um, a particular picture that you may use either in a video or the concept written in your project, how does those visuals and other content help the overall impact of a project or a track you put out?
Oh wow, my visuals are what kind of drive my content at this point. I think I have a plethora of content because I'm kind of like in the Bones area. If you know who Bones is, he's like an underground rapper that has
I've
like
heard that name number of times.
he just has a lot of fucking music, bro, and he has a lot of visuals too. Like I'm talking, it's ridiculous. He dropped like almost like 100 EPs in like a year or something like that. But um basically I'm kind of in that same boat, you know what I'm saying? I have like 300 songs on SoundCloud and that's just SoundCloud alone. So I'm spread out all over the place. And the visuals and the cover arts and just the quick snapshots and me just showing my personality is what kind of sells the music at this point because it's hard to get people.
Mm, mm. Okay, I hear that. I'm with that. It said a sister trying to better her visual skills. So the question in there is, how do you improve on your visual skills? Whether if that is through recording the audio, video, or even if you're writing to get people to get the visual.
Okay. Um, hmm. Think less, do more. I think people think too hard, bro. Like, you just got to do it. It's not going to be as polished as the dream that you had, but it's also being done. It's being manifested. So it's going to get to that point eventually.
Yeah.
So you got to start somewhere, and I feel like people are scared to like fail. So
Mm.
yeah,
Now, I definitely agree. I back that 1,000% because I will say, just from my own experience, this last EP that I dropped, I've told people that I brought off the limiters when it comes to my writing
yeah,
because the project I had dropped back in December is called For the Moment, and the whole concept around that was literally just learning how to just go with the flow in the moment. Don't overthink anything and just
mm,
be there with whatever you're doing, whatever you're writing, and just go with it. And once I did that, I noticed so much more just like expanded and opened out to me. And to me, there is no such thing anymore of writer's block or any type of those type of blocks because of the fact that that's something that you put on your mind.
yeah, facts. And then there's two different type of work styles. Neither one is wrong, but there's
Yeah.
two different styles. And like I'm the style of which, I'm gonna keep shooting until I hit the target. And then you got other people that would rather just hold that one bullet in the chamber and wait until they sure, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, of that. And I would rather just unload the clip.
Yeah, they trying to get that bait job in so they can make that shot count.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just two different ways to attack it.
Mm, yes, there it is. Y'all heard it. Now, I wanted to get into this next question, and to preface it, I have to say again, shouts out to you and your production skills, especially with visuals and be able to tell a story through your visuals in a very short amount of time. Um,
Nah,
And this question, like I thought in my head, and then I was like, yo, he actually created a video around it. And I think this is a great point to talk about, which the idea of self-care. And I'm taking it from the video, tell me that is okay. Tell me
yeah,
that it's
fact,
okay.
yeah,
And I love how like you said, simply complicated that was, and how quick it was. I didn't expect, like, literally within that 2 minutes, how you were able to just already tell such a quick and potent story of literally how you got to be sometimes your own, strong friend, but then also know those times to have people, telling that it's okay. So the question that I want to give to you is, um, um, what does your self care routine look like?
Facts. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of time alone to be 1,000 with you. I spend a lot of time making sure that my thoughts are not being intruded on. I feel like
Mm,
the influences out here, social media included. That's why I just get on here and post and get off. People be like, "Why you not answering the DM?" I'm not really on here like that. I'm about to hire somebody to take his page. Okay, but it just where I really like to distance myself to get away from all the influences. I'll go sit in my body of water and cut the phone off. Just get in tune with the organics and get in tune with nature and get in tune with my breath. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Breathing is very underrated.
yes.
So yeah, just figuring out how to deal with your own thoughts on a very self care level. I feel like we don't even take the time to go through why we think what we think and where's the origins of these thoughts, and you know what I'm saying, what the etymology of this, and so it's like really breaking down. I like to really break down my mind, like what I'm saying. I think a
Hmm.
lot of that's what's going on inside of my head, and I think that's the most relevant piece of self care. But as far as like meditation and different things like that, I'm big on tea. I think meditation is different for everybody.
Yeah.
My meditation is I like to freestyle. That's actually a form of meditation for me. Freestyling, like singing, and or I may DJ for myself. I may come in the house and just DJ for my damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Meditation to me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think solitude time and just meditation and making sure your diet is aligned with what your stomach is telling you. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody's diet is different. Don't nobody need to be assimilated to no type of category or title when it comes to diet.
it's very true, and it's okay that everyone's not going to have the same self care routine, but
Fact.
it's dope to hear other folks and what they're doing, so that maybe you might try something now, and then now that might end up being your go to when the other one else, isn't doing, or you don't not in the right space or had a time to do so. You found another tool you can add to that bag. So I
Going
agree.
back, a good universal one is just going back and doing stuff that you used to do when you was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
ride. I got my bike in the back. I'll hop on that guy if it's a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Take a ride. Something that remind me of that childlike day, so I'm not so serious about what's going on. I know it's going to pass.
mm. Wisdom has been dropped again, y'all. Man, with that, adding more on to the self care piece, and now the check in side is, why is it important to check in with yourself and others?
Sheesh. I guess that's it's a parallel to that environmental question. You know what I'm saying? If you don't check in, how you gonna check out? You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. So you're not gonna be able to really know your reflection. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to have authentic relationships if you're not checking in with yourself and not checking in with your circle.
Facts. I agree with you, my man. Now, maybe you starting to see a little bit of what I'm doing with some of the questions and where they keep leaning around it towards. But now I call them fun questions. Some folks be like, okay, maybe it's a little too much, but I got three fun questions for us, and one of them basically is going to sum up what I was trying to, or what I shaped this interview around, at least personally
Yeah.
for me. And I'll give you some background on why, but literally, The questions I got for you, I always start off with a would you rather question. And this goes out to other folks too. If y'all want to answer these questions too, a part of the interview, y'all are more than welcome to. As well as thank you to everyone who's came through and supported, show some likes, some love, and threw questions in there. We appreciate your time. Time is very precious, and I value all of y'all's times. And thank you, T3, for coming, T.R.3, with your time to do this as well.
I shut it. I shut it.
Now, would you rather question?
Yeah.
Would you rather have all your senses, so all your senses,
Yeah.
heightened forever, but be misunderstood by everyone,
Uh,
or or be accident prone forever, but have the worst health coverage?
how you gonna be accident prone and the worst? uh, and you wanna know something? That's you kind of hit a soft spot because that's kind of like where the me starting to speak in music and starting to do lyricism comes from is me wanting to be understood. But hmm, damn, I can't be accident prone and I can't recover, bro. If I be
Look, look,
misunderstood,
look, look, look. You can look at you can recover, but I'm saying you have like terrible health coverage, like as in whatever type of will be the highest health coverage you have, like the bootleg or the bootleg version of that.
okay, you talking about action? Okay, you talking about money wise, like insurance, and I'm thinking you talking about like recovery. Like I'm thinking you saying he accident prone and he can't recover.
Nah. Like you actually no, you're accident prone, but like you recovering, but
Yeah, but you got
on a pretty penny.
yeah, fact. I feel you. Okay, I had to take that one then because I don't want to be misunderstood. That yeah, that's you can't be heightened and misunderstood. That's gonna hurt you
Mm.
somewhere very depressed.
Mm.
Just
Woo.
because of the height, like I feel like that's a hard balance. Like if your senses was like on some normal, then I'd be like okay. But if my senses are heightened, that means my depression is heightened, my expression is heightened. Like I gotta,
Mm.
I'm already having a hard time dealing with it right now.
Mm. Dang. And look, I these look at these questions, especially these would you rather's, man, they be coming off the top of my head. So I didn't even like I that's the unconscious speaking. So
No, I
there
feel
it
it.
is right there. Uh and I like the song that's playing right now, which is if y'all again, this is gonna be a quick segue into a commercial for the brother to subscribe to TR3's Patreon, because if you do, you get a lot of great goodies just for $1, and especially what new series he just dropped right now with the first track from I Was Right, not the first track, but the fifth entry on there called Sorry to Bother, for the series called what's it called? What outside live out the window.
Yeah.
Y'all have to check that out. And I think I got a piece of that from this song, how what I wanted to reference a lot of this interview around, but we're gonna continue. We're almost there at that question. The next one I got for you is three give me three memories from your 18th birthday or that whole year.
Okay. Wow. 18th birthday. I was definitely already in 12th grade because I was a year ahead of time or whatever.
Mm.
Shit, I think I can't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really celebrate birthdays. I had a real love-hate relationship with my holidays and stuff like that. Remember that year,
Yeah.
my brother passed away. That was a big impact on me.
Mm.
There that year followed, and then and shit, I graduated high school. I think those are my major points. I wasn't even at school for like a good 60 days straight. Like I was going through it my 12th grade year.
Mm. Wow, that is freaking. That is powerful to even speak on and say, man. Wow. And I like it. I like your concept too. I mean, I personally don't celebrate holidays myself. I'm not too fond of, birthdays, but I know the sentiment and what
Yeah,
they are for celebrating. But I do. Shouts out to the late and great Prince, which also was known as a symbol. I had saw a video of how Prince explained birthdays and how
yeah.
you only have one birthday, and reason why he was looking so young and youthful still to that day is because of the fact that the whole concept and idea, which you also speak about in your songs too, about time being an illusion and all of these things that can be fabricated and made up. So, shouts out to Prince.
I said that he was the first one to do something very monumental. Like it's illegal to do what he did.
Man,
Nobody else changed their name to a thon, and like it's not possible.
revolutionary not only in words but in actions.
Facts.
Now, the last question, the fun question I got for you, and then we have a few more, and we'll be out for the interview. And if you have any questions too, brother, during the interview that you want to ask as well, you're more than welcome to do so. The last one I got for you. Listen in, because it's gonna be a lot to not a lot to read, but
Yeah.
put them tap in there. So here you go. Scenario. Say if one of your ancestors came to you in a dream and told you to stay rooted and keep digging, what would be your response to them? And how would you share this with others than trying without being able to speak?
How would I share it with others without speaking?
Yes. So you got an
Okay.
ancestor that came to you in a dream and told you to stay rooted and keep digging. What would be your response to them? So this could be to yourself. And then
Hmm.
how would you share that with others without speaking?
Got you. All right. So my response would be, all right, bet I got you because I'm already on it. Feel like, yeah, like I don't know. I feel like that's a close one too because I've always felt like my ancestors are kind of like rooting me on all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's a yeah, energy. Why you keep doing what you're doing? I don't feel like it's just me. I'm speaking and moving for another couple 100,000 of us. You feel me? But
Mm,
yeah, I feel like I would definitely just turn around and be like, "Yeah, I got you. Say less. I'm gonna keep it moving." When it came to sharing that gift with the world, um, damn. Without speaking, I
yeah.
would have to do something consistent. I would have to just stay consistent in something
Mm,
because I essentially prove prove everything wrong. Like I feel like when like even truth, like truth itself, the word truth is
yeah.
only constructed within this time period. But over time, that truth can, you know what I'm saying, be more truth. I
Yes.
feel like, and so with, I feel like me just being consistent in something, whatever my purpose is, if I stay consistent in it, that'll be me sharing that gift.
Mm, thank you for that answer, brother. And I don't know if you got the hint by now, but literally a lot of the questions that geared me towards asking you for this interview was
Yeah.
based around the whole concept of not only just the aspect of the environment, but being rooted within that environment. And you got a couple of songs on that was speaking on that. I'm trying to remember. I think Sorry to Bother has something as well as Old Man New Soul. Also New Man that also has something in there too, if I'm correct. But like that's what drove me to at least put these there together for you in that particular case.
That's not, I appreciate the good energy.
Oh yeah, my G, we definitely again. I I I love the art that is put out by you as well as folks who are expressing themselves. And to me, to do justice in my own way is to definitely be intentional with the questions and the time. Because again, like I said, it's your time. I appreciate you giving of it. So it's like I'm gonna make sure that I do you justice in that case.
I sure. I appreciate it.
Now, back to the last few questions, and then we're gonna be out, y'all. Again, if y'all have any questions, throw them down in there. And shouts out to all of y'all that's in here. Now, let's get into at least one that you sent me, and I got to listen to back and forth, which I would think is pretty dope. That it's a diary slash like music, a whole
Yeah,
setup and entry. So, for those who don't know, it's one of the recent projects that T.R.3 has dropped. It's called "I Was Right," and the way that it's spelled is pretty cool too. I like it. I was right, and is in
yeah,
writing. Um, can you tell for everyone that's out there, tell a little bit about that "I Was Right" project?
most definitely. So I was right is loosely based off of my entire SoundCloud discography. I
Mm.
felt like there was a disconnect between my SoundCloud fans and the fans that like a lot of came after I went viral with statistics and after I did the song with Kang. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of
Mm.
platform style fans, they don't know the intricate, more thought process, you know what I'm saying, more introspective. I wanted to kind of collab all of those worlds, and that's why I put out Black Nirvana, and then it was kind of like, all right, now I need to bring them to this world so I can kind of collab stuff together. And so, yeah, when I dropped I Was Right, it was literally me showing you that I've been doing it for, not only I've been doing it for a while, because all of the songs are written between 2015 and 2020. None of the songs was written.
Woo!
Songs was written in 2021, and so because of that, it's like an overview. It's a nice overview of my life and or my diary because I wanted to show you that this music shit is really my diary. I really wake up and just write songs about what I'm going through, about how I feel, about my environment, and I feel like those are different time stamps. If I put the dates, you'll literally see like how it went through the years, and it's not in order.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm.
feel like me not putting the dates that I was going to, me not putting the dates kind of adds like this mysticism to, oh wow, did he create this intentionally this year? Did he do it right now, or is this of this time? When none, it's not of this time. I wanted you to kind of in for a diary, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of go through go through the dates. You know, know what date it is because it's gonna attach to whatever your experience is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, potent with the concepts, I swear, and that's dope. See, if I wouldn't have even asked, I'm look at you. You got me because I literally was like, "Yo, this sound like again." This was written in that time when you just said there's a time frame between 2015 and 2020.
Yeah.
So wow, that's just a testament to your growth of you just coming in and saying, having those right folks around you to sharpen that skill. Because honestly, brother, the first track I know that I got to at least see, besides of course seeing you perform at, um, you know, dang it, for the fans.
Yeah.
Fourth one, getting you see there and see you perform, which you go in when you on stage as well too. So you that live presence as well when you're on stage is being able to see how again how potent, how thoughtful, and how tailored everything is put together. It's so
Yeah.
cohesive. Uh from that from that project there, what are some of the diary entries? We'll just say that. What are some of the diary entries that resonate resonated with you at that time and
Yeah.
now?
Okay. So the one that on that off of that project, the one that resonated with me the most back then was definitely number two. It's
Let
called
me
"Let Me Be."
grieve. Mm-hmm.
I was in a very pivotal space when I went viral the first time. It's like I wanted it, but I didn't. I had written this thing called Statistics, and it did exactly what the intention was for it to do. It was a dance song, and it was coded. I was basically talking about a cloning situation, but kind of coded and made it fun. And I didn't like the fact that people wanted me to continue to do that sound
Yes.
to stay. Um, so I kind of got quiet and kind of pulled the plug on the promotion and all of that. And everywhere I was going to perform and all my opportunities that were opening up was because of that song. So it was like it was very bittersweet, and I had to learn how to accept the jewels that come with what I'm saying, any type of and my admiration that that you get, you know what I'm saying, because they love something for a reason and they're gonna want more of it, and you have to and say yes and no to that more.
Mm.
And so yeah, I felt Let Me Breathe is a good. It was a good overview of how I felt back then because I really felt like they wasn't in a space where they wanted to let me say what I wanted to say and continue to keep that virility. And then
Mm.
um, shoot, today I feel like definitely the last one, very last track is of where I'm at right now. I'm very content. I'm very
Mm.
content with what I can't complain. I'm very glad I went through everything that I went through. I don't really have any regrets. I do feel for those aspects of my childhood that I missed. I do feel for those aspects of my childhood that I didn't cry. I do feel for all of those moments, and I feel like I've taken the time throughout those years to get those tears out and get those conversations out. And so I feel like that it kind of ended me on that last note, which is
Mm. And your flowers. Flowers, please, y'all.
I say
Yes. It's Planet Nuke. Good to see you in here. Thank you. And the brother, I see you. Sincerely Notes, the truth was good. Notes, I see you in here, brother. And
yeah.
again, if y'all know what this is, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Shout out to Planet Nuke, bro. He did the cover art for Tell Me It's Okay.
Shout outs to you, Planet Nuke. Thank you. Thank you for that. And again, all right. For me, right when you said that, the first one that did catch my ear when I was listening to it definitely was Let Me Grieve. It did catch
Yeah.
my ear. Um, Pandemic Thoughts was another one.
Yeah.
The one that you were surprised about that you just posted for your new series, live out the window. Sorry to
Yeah.
bother. That thing hits, bro.
And,
Thing
and it's so
hits.
because like people don't openly share the more intimate tracks. These are like tracks that you listen to on your alone time or that you pass when you're in the car smoking with your homie and you like, hey bro, this something different, but you know what I'm saying, just peep this real quick. Like it'd be really hard to, you know what I'm saying, tap into those emotions, especially on the masculine level, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And so to go to my stats and see that that was the most played song out of all platforms, that was crazy.
Hey, there's a reemergence of that, man, because not only saying the environment of what's happening right now in this world around us is needed or is going on, but
Yeah.
because of what has happened from the pandemic and what's going on in this environment, it's really moved a lot of people to go inward and really search and look and get in touch not only with their emotions, but really be able to finally face themselves. And when
Mhm.
in facing themselves, it's having things like that, feeling, like sorry that like I feel like I've bothered myself, for like my entire life because I felt like the things that I was doing was a burden to my own inner self. So I'm sorry, like my inner self. Like
Back.
it's you again. I know you'd be surprised, but it be those ones that folks really gravitate to and really feel, as well as whoever you had that do the production on that, and just the way again, your voice and the way you just really poetically moved on it, man, like it hit. And again, like one of my critiques on it, of course, but it's your diary entry is I'm a dude that I'm like, bro, when people make something short, bro, I be wanting more.
Hey, yo, I think I get this from everybody, you know?
I'm that dude because I have a homie that does the same thing. A brother, he's about to put music out. Every time he shares his music, this fool be like a minute and 20, a minute and 30, 145, maybe get you a 2 minute. I haven't even got a 3 minute song from him yet. And I'm like, yo, bro, this is so dope. I'm like, bro, but I want more.
And you want to know something? That comes from that aspect of not thinking too hard. Like, so when I do projects like that, and when I'm doing my intros or my entries, or when I just write a verse, that's me not thinking too hard. Now, Triangles, that was a album. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? Triangles was an album. Entries, I mean, it's I was right. It's just a concept album. It's a project. You know what I mean? A
mm-hmm,
lot of they're on the whim. I don't really think too hard about it. I'm putting out my emotions. I'm expressing them as raw as I possibly can. I
mm,
can expect full length songs. You can expect intros, outros, interludes. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm putting time, intention. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yes.
I feel like that's the difference. Yeah.
I mean, that's good to know. And I know it's also, pat on the shoulder as well as I want to be able to give you your flowers right now. When folks say that, like, yeah, that's definitely knowing that you got something that's connecting. So thank you for that.
Ashe, man. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Putting everybody on.
Oh, bruh. Hey, you and me, I'm you. Ubuntu. Connected. Man,
Already.
um, I know you got to state it a little bit and say it earlier, but for those coming in again, the question that I want to have for you right now to just add it in there again for folks to know is
Yeah.
what was the main message from this project that you wanted your listeners to get?
Self reflection is the blueprint to healing if you decide to go down that journey.
Hmm.
You got to know where you at. You got to know where you started to see where you at, basically.
Hmm. Self reflection, y'all. And I was right. No, he was right. He was right. Not I was right. He was. But all right, I like it. I like it. That's beautiful. That is beautiful because again, I like how potent and how on point you are with again the concepts. Even though you say they on a whim, is seem like they very thought out and just again well orchestrated. So if y'all haven't listened to, again, go check out I Was Right. And then after he was right, after you listen to it, go check out all the rest of the stuff that was there. Go learn about some triangles, man, learn about some vices and devices. Like just go through and figure some stuff out. You will not
Yeah,
be disappointed. Get into that black nirvana. Shouts out to Weed Fumes. Good to see you up in here. Peace and love.
yeah. Whole family just walked.
T.R.3. That's what's up. Now, I got a few more questions, and again, and we'll be out.
Let's
It's dope. There it is. Exactly. It's love. All I came to say.
get it.
Alongside being an artist and an MC, and there's other ones on there. What other passions do you have?
Um, hmm. I really just like, I think it's something about kids, man. If you listen to the music, it's always like this undertone about the youth. And I think I'm gonna eventually start doing some type of teaching. I don't know if I want to teach music theory or some sort, but I know I want to teach how music connects to the influence and the healing and the journey of life. Like I feel like it's all kind of one. It's very spiritual. So I want to figure out how
Mm,
to build a course that connects the two, but in a very digestible way.
mm. And that's really important and is going to be well needed in this time and going forward because I'm on that ride with you, brother. That's honestly my first passion before music, art, MC, and all of that. For me, it's the youth because
Yeah,
it's really important that we provide them with that. His passion lies in the art of popcorn. It's very
God,
important. It's very important that we uplift the youth and we be that extra beacon and that extra guide to, you know, show them along and help them be able to express themselves and figure out, you know, that inner, if you want to say, that inner God and that, you know, that inner, you know, source that they have, and really be able to use that to not only grow but to be able to also give back to everyone else around them. So I'm with you on that with the kids. That's something that unfortunately I have not been able to jump back into because I've worked in the schools. I've worked in different homes and different transitional shelters with the youth, and they've
hey, I
influenced me so
that
much, brother.
y'all in
Woo!
in the school system. Period.
And and there's been some songs that, again, like you said, been influenced. There's songs I've written and it's been loosely from the perspectives of said students or said kids going through stuff that you're like, yo, you shouldn't even be having to deal with this in this point in time in your life. But unfortunately, since you have to grow up faster, and not having that support system there has made it a much more tougher for you not to only have a space to open up and express yourself, but also
Right.
have a space, again, like we said earlier, to get rooted in that environment, to be able to go back and be able to check in and have that self-reflection. Because if we're not
Fact.
able, if not able to go and learn and figure out what that self-reflection looks like for them, it gets harder and harder and harder. She
Yep.
said, public education makes you throw away the gospel. That's a bar, and I think I'm trying to remember from what we got quotes coming in right now. And that's what's up. But okay, the youth. I'm with that. Any
Eminem
other
said.
passions? Mm,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that's the song called Eminem's Dead.
mm. All right. Last few questions I got for you, brother. Where do you see yourself in the next few years?
um, Being a better father than I am right at this moment. I think I'm doing good, but I think I can do, 10 times better. That's definitely the first priority. Um, Second, I want to be owning some land. Definitely need
Mm,
to own, and I need to be in a space where I drop back to do exactly what I want to do as far as this helping and doing this music business thing. I'm way more hands on in the background than I am in the forefront.
okay. So speaking of that, and that's dope about the land, improving as a father and being in the background and, you know, wanting to do a little bit more hands-on things. What is your ultimate goal with creating music and content?
Um, a label. I wanted to continue to build IMG the label. It's just basically it's just a label for free creatives. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of these type styles of labels being created today, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
But just independent, and I want to continue to be able to curate artists. That's my main goal. I want to be able to continue to help make your vision manifest in real life, and show you that it's not, you don't have to, it's not that hard to make this shit come to life. And I want to show, put that realism to the dream. I think I'm really good at showing you that it's very possible. So that's what I'm good at doing in the background when it comes to videography, production, all of that. I feel like all of that is literally you build something out of nothing. And that's what I want to continue to do is build something out of nothing for other people to see, to show them that God in themselves type deal.
Awesome. And again, can you explain for those who don't know about the label and what the label is and who's in it or runs the label? Can you explain that real quick for us?
Yeah, in fact, started the label with two of my homies. Got Bankhead, he actually in the chat right now going crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and my boy Frank Dex, he's like going into professional boxing. He's fire as hell.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he those are the two homies that I like really grounded the whole situation and idea with. You know what I'm saying? Instrumentalist music group. I was making beats for them. So um, yeah, I feel like that's really the basis of what we got going on. That's where we started at, and I was just a producer at the time, and we kind of grew and expanded to about 9 people at one point, and you know how
Mm,
everything kind of expands and then it reduces like a rubber band. So right now we in the reduction size mode season right now. So you know eventually
mm,
to that expansion mode, but right now we sizing down to see what's gonna stick around for the hard times, and then we gonna expand again and go crazy. But I feel like it's just a label of it's just a label that kind of turned into a community. A lot of people in Atlanta rock and rock with the moniker of IMG simply off of the energy of what it stands for, and rather than the label itself. So yeah.
mm. Y'all got the spill. There it is. Now, last two questions I got, and we out of here. I appreciate again your time. You know, not trying to make it as super long, but I appreciate your well thought out questions and you just being present. Now, next question I got for you is, what are your thoughts when it comes to connections in your life and your passions? What are your thoughts on songwriting and soul power?
Hmm. Songwriting and soul power. Jeez, I feel like well for me, I'm just gonna speak for me personally. Songwriting is channeling. If I'm writing to somebody else's beat that I didn't make, I feel like I'm channeling their emotions. I can't really write to a beat that's not authentic, that don't have no palette to it, if that makes sense, because I can feel how much intention you put into the creation, and I'm channeling what you putting into it. So
Mm,
um, when it come to writing other people's beats, that's how I feel. When it come to writing to my own, I usually don't write to my own beat. I usually, if I put my lyrics on my own instrumental, it's after I wrote the song like by itself. A lot of my
mm,
songs I produce, I write the lyrics way before the beat is even created, because it's more of, like I said, it's more of self-reflection type. There's more of a conversation with myself, more rather than a song of me trying to please an audience. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
mm.
What was the second question?
And then the second one is again, your thoughts on soul power in connection to your life and passions.
Okay. Yeah. Soul power. I think soul power goes hand in hand with willpower, which is something that you got to continuously exercise. If you're not
Mm,
exercising your soul power slash willpower, then you don't even know what it looked like. You don't even know what it feels like to walk around and radiate at this high of a frequency. You wouldn't even be able to attract these manifestations that you keep on putting out into the universe and that you're praying for, because you're not even putting yourself in on a space and or equity of thought to, you know what I'm saying, attract that. It's not possible. You're not putting yourself there. You gotta be exercising that willpower. You gotta know how to say no. You gotta know when, you know what I'm saying, to give in. You know what I'm saying? It's all about balance. So finding that thin line is very important.
well said, my G. Well said. And last but not least, brother, and before I end out on this question too, um, thank you to everyone. And then when we do end out, if you have anything else, things you want to plug or say at the end, you can do so, as well as if you would like to, and it's all up to you. If you had something that you wanted to spit or share with folks, whether if it was a poem, a song, or anything, real quickly, you can do so. If not, it is all good. I just leave that option open. But with that, last
Uh,
question I ask everybody when I leave out and end out. And shouts out to Busy Balboa for giving me great ideas around it. Um, when it comes to art creation, again, your life and all that you end up doing, is it the quality or the quantity?
both. I feel like people try to make you choose one over the other, and it's weird. Um, I think consistency is a part of quantity.
Mm,
You see, and then you want quality. Quality is a part of introspective and soul work. That's part of willpower. So if your willpower up to par, your consistency going is not going down your quality.
Mm, mm. And
It's just
I'm
me
glad.
at a right. I put out at a high rate. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think my shit is low quality. So it's just like I can't never choose that shit.
Yes. Again, I like the preference, and I like to use it as the last closing one because this is something again that's going to be debated, spoken on for just years and years and things to come. And it's always going to be like, oh, is it one versus this? Which in actuality, like you said, they're all interconnected. And
Yeah.
going back to what you said on with soul power and the whole willpower thing is you wouldn't know what quality is until you've put in out a quantity of things. And likewise, you wouldn't know the quantity of things if you don't put in the effort to know, okay, what is the quality of how you can put that out. So they work hand in hand. Of course, I'm gonna still be like, yo, a preference over quality for sure, because again, it depends on the situation, how you want to explain it. But to me, like just like you had it, definitely interconnected. And as well as the brother Bankhead in here saying too, both as well. But I respects to everybody's again their perspective.
Yeah.
That's why I like to ask it.
Mm. No, that's fact.
Yes. But with that, is there anything that you would like to say? The last things you want to plug and share? And if you want to share a poem, a song, or anything, you're more than welcome to.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna just close with some shout outs, man. I'm gonna let the music do its talking. I'm kind of in my manager hat right now, as far as pushing the M.O.O.R.E track. So I want everybody to definitely go check out Time Bomb. I produced, directed, did the background vocals, you know what I'm saying, on that track. And yeah, that's really where I'm at right now. I'm kind of in my manager hat and I want to push these IMG artists as far as they can go, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to IMG, shout out to everybody that's been following me and that just rock with the message. Shout out to everybody that didn't care in high school that care now. And shout out to the folks that still don't care, but y'all using my music to do the research. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. Like I feel like all the love is different and purposeful. So I appreciate everybody. And yeah, that's really all I got to say.
Mm. And with that, y'all, this has been another installment of more interviews, aka memoirs of our real experiences. This has been the brother TR3. Please go check him out on all streaming platforms, as well as please, if y'all want some more exclusive content, go and subscribe just for $1 to get a lot more exclusive, in-depth content on different videos, different projects, and really get another glimpse into who TR3 is. And that dollar is definitely not going to be wasted. I swear. We spend like 10, 15, 20, $30 on food. Can't spend
Back,
$1 on, some quality content that got
back.
quantity to it too. So please, if you're on Instagram, go up there. Please click up there. It says more interviews. Follow the brother. He has a link in there, a link tree to everything. You'll have all of those there, as well as when this gets posted later on Instagram and YouTube, I'll have everything else and the links put there provided so that y'all can go and view that as well. But with that, thank you again so much, brother, for your time. I appreciate it so much. I'm so
Thank you.
glad I got to do this, and I told you I will follow up, and I'm so glad I got to continue to follow that up. And
Hey man,
we,
my apologies for goddamn hitting you back faster. It's IG shit.
it is all good, brother, man. But I know we definitely going to be in talks for some other things, especially if you ever make your way back out to Cali and back around
Yeah,
the Santa Ana area. We definitely gonna have to just chop it up just because.
fact. I got you.
But with that, y'all, we are out with this interview. And again, when it comes to a lot of this, don't forget to continue writing your memoirs and creating and sharing your experiences because you never know who or what will be experiencing and listening to this that can help improve not only theirs, but also is helping to grow your life as you write down your memoirs and your real
Facts.
experiences. But with that, y'all, we're out from TR3 and your brother Avis, and we'll see y'all. Peace and love.
One.